my kids knew all along that we wanted to have a big family, and we were not able to. And so, you know, we've been blessed, and we always felt like we wanted to give back and help other people. When we decided to do more of a long-term foster situation, we explained to our kids about situations where parents are, you know, not able to take care of their kids and they need someone to help. It was just really nice having that social worker there. She was there for us the whole time. I mean, I'm calling her at 9 o'clock at night saying, you know, how can we let this happen? Should I talk to the judge? And I'm coming up with all of these things. And she was right there with us, and it was a very emotional time. And you know, I'll never forget that, because she really made us feel like she was on our team. And I would recommend shelter 100%. I mean, we've never needed for anything we've ever needed. You know, someone's there, someone's calling, someone's available in any way. So if there was ever anybody that wanted to do this, this would be the only place I would send them. At this point, hopefully, we've built a relationship with the family. The mother and I communicate. The siblings get to see each other. I, you know, have a regular relationship with her aunt. We have bonded so much over having her in our lives. My husband is very reserved, and you know, he was a little more hesitant to become a foster parent than me, and he kind of came, not necessarily kicking and screaming, but he was more reluctant. Seeing my son, who was adamantly against us fostering, he's 8, love her. I mean, they openly love her. You know, my daughter wrote in her report, her school report, she's 10, how she has the best little sister in the world. You know, we've become a closer family because of it.
I was still pregnant with my daughter. I received a phone call from Esther Cruz, and she spoke to me about the program. I was a little nervous because I was being a first-time mom, plus I didn't know this person on the phone. And she did mention that the program was about guiding me through the first experience of becoming a mother, and she would answer any questions throughout the pregnancy and after the baby was born. We were in the program for 5 years. My daughter graduated last summer. Very close. She more than anything was a friend of the family. My daughter became super attached to her, to the point where she's still asking about her almost a year later. So it was very soothing to know that I not only had my mother, that obviously had been a mother before, but a person that had the education, had the research, and the ability to answer any questions that some other people might not be able to. When it comes to her and Esther, there was a bond that amazes me, and it still gets me very emotional, because the day of her graduation, I explained to her what the program was, or the event was about. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to graduate. She said, "Can we just do it another year?" I mean, I would recommend it to anyone. I think it's one of the best programs I've ever been in. And I think it's one of the ones that impact, like I said, your life for a very long time, because we're talking about children. And a lot of the times, because you don't get the guidance, you make a lot of mistakes with your kids that end up affecting them in the future. So I think it's something that I would definitely recommend to anyone that is going to be a first-time mom.
About 12 years ago, my wife and I decided that we were going to try being a foster parents. And I seem to recall that we called DCFS, if I'm not mistaken. And they enrolled us in a 6-week training program on weekends. And we completed the training program and headed off to spring break. And when we returned, there was a message on our answering machine that there was a little boy waiting to meet us that needed a foster home. Anyway, we went back and picked him up, and he got in the back seat of the car, and we're driving home, and we asked him, what would you like to call us? And he didn't hesitate. He said, Mom and Dad. And then we stopped at a Portillo's to get him some lunch. It was lunchtime. And we're in line, and I said, what do you want to eat? And he says, I'm not hungry. He says, I just want to go home. and we took them to our house, and that was the end of that. Today, actually about, I don't know, 3-4 years later, we adopted them. If whoever's watching this has children, they know each child is different, and all my kids are adopted, and this boy, he's been a handful, but no more of a handful than some of my friends' kids who aren't foster kids, who aren't adopted, are. So he's brought a lot of love to the family. He's got a great heart, and he's a nice person. When we first took our son in as a foster son, shelter provided a counselor. Her name was Luda, and we wouldn't have made it without her. First of all, I believe in the staff. I know that their hearts are in the right place, and their work is productive and needed, and I know that they're good stewards of our money. I don't see anybody wasting our money, the money that we invest here. So I'm comfortable in recommending that my friends and my relatives and clients make donations here, because I know that the money is put to good use.